All right, you guys, we are on the back of my truck now, back by the bumper and the hitch and everything. You can see I ran some nice new wire loom. You want to use wire loom for all of these things. Make it look nice if you're doing it. So here's my second LED light. I'm actually putting that on the hitch itself. Again, you can see how clean the hitch is. I used the rubbing alcohol to do that, and again you can see the wire loom that's running my wire. We'll go along here to the best of my ability here. There is another one, and the wire loom there going back up, and then last but not least we have that one there, and all those wires are coming down right to this location here. And this is where we kind of left off before, and I'm gonna work on soldering this and getting these wires ready to go. So these are to all the LED lights. We've got a positive and negative to each one. The black stripe, obviously your negative. This Wednesday I have PLCs. Yes, I do. So yeah, the boys will have to go to base. Alright. Just trying to figure out a little things on the homestead there. Alright, so we've got negatives. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make all my negatives one length and my positives a little bit longer here. So my goal is, let's see, to cut these right about here. And my positives we'll try to cut right about here, so that way they're not all jumbled up together in that wire loom. So as you can see, my negatives are a little bit shorter than my positives. And now I just need to strip these guys. So I know this is the boring part, but we're going to strip all these. And I do it about an inch. That's just me. Do I need to? Probably not. But I want to get these all connected together. Twist it up. So we'll pull all those together here. Twist those all together. Like so. And then we're going to do that to the positives.
I brought my cereal on my quad.
You brought your cereal on your quad?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. This kid over here, I wish you could see him right now. My 4-year-old loves riding his four-wheeler.
Ah, great.
And he rode his four-wheeler with his... What do you got, Fruit Loops?
No, it's just cereal.
It's just some cereal. Gotcha.
There's one hanging on. There's just one hanging.
Yeah? Alright, so we got our negatives all wrapped around there. And then we'll do our positives here in a second, but I'm going to work on soldering this. And I'm going to move my phone over just a little bit, I hope. Let's try here. I hope you can still see that. I just don't want to drop my solder onto my new phone. That wouldn't be good. Alright, so I've got my soldering gun. Alright, you want to use a little bit bigger one. You might have seen me use a smaller one on my first project down in the basement, but we're dealing with a lot of wires here. So this gun is about 140 watts of power, and it heats up fast, which is nice. So again, never use any type of butt connector or vampire connector. Always solder your wire, and I can attribute that to Mike Arthur down at Tri-County Audio in St. Joe, Michigan. When we would install car alarms and everything, we soldered everything. We didn't leave anything for chance when you're starting with, especially when we got into remote starts and stuff like that. You do not want those wires to fail and leave your customers stranded in the middle of nowhere, and it was because of your connection. Alright, that's pretty good. Bring it back up there. We got that soldered. Now we're going to do our positives. Alright, now what I like to do is cut the ends off to where it's not as pointy, so when I put my heat shrink tube on there, it's not as pointy on the end. Alright, looking pretty good. I hope you guys can see that. Alright, so now it's time to move some of this wire aside here to use the heat shrink tube. Again, make sure you guys are using heat shrink tubing and all of that. I'm using, again, I know I've mentioned this multiple times, but that's just the way I do things. I mention things a lot. I am using the electrical duct tape, kind of made for marine, if you will, in order to have that waterproof connection when you're dealing with things underneath your car. If I was working on the inside of my car, it wouldn't be such a big deal, but obviously on the outside of your car, you definitely want to use the electrical type of heat shrink tube that has a little goo in it, if you will. And that goo will get solid and waterproof it, keep it nice and tight from the elements. I'm here in Michigan. Not sure where you guys are at. Let me know in the comments where you're at. And hey, you know what? I've never said this in any of my other videos, but I probably should. Subscribe to my channel, you guys. See what I'm doing out here. My boys do some cool stuff. Alright, here we go. I'm using my, I think in my last video I called it a heat shrink gun, which I'm using it to shrink my heat shrink tubing, but this is just your heat gun. I've got this at Harbor Freight and it works pretty well. It's really hot, so make sure if you got kids around like I do, when you're done with it, unplug it right away. And again, I'm moving it around. I'm not leaving it in one spot for too long, because we are dealing with some wires here, and you don't want to, this could burn through those wires pretty quickly. Hold on, little buddy. My boy just got off his dirt bike and he needs me to Needs me to get on the kickstand. I'll be done in 1 second, Brennan. All right, now what I want to do is take the ends here and push it together. Push that together, and it's hot, so be careful. Again, that's getting a good seal. I want to do that around the top here to get that gooey stuff in there. Nice and sealed up in all those wires to waterproof it. Because again, as I mentioned, I'm here in Michigan and we get snow and sleet and salt up there and all sorts of nasty stuff. So we want a good waterproof connection. Which I think I've done. Okay, I'll be right back, you guys. I gotta go and get this boy off his dirt bike. Let's go check him out. All right, all done, buddy? Okay, so I'm gonna hold your kickstand down and I'm gonna help you. You gotta hold on to right there. Let's pull it back. Ready? Oh, there we go. All right, we got the gas. You gotta turn your gas off. All right, and we'll leave her running so that way the gas gets out of the carburetor, right? All right, you need some help getting your helmet off? You gonna leave your helmet on? Okay, you want it off? All right. Go ahead, he's one hand in it. Did you have fun? Yeah, you getting better? Yeah, this is about, about the 5th time he's ridden his little PW50 without his training wheels, and he's doing pretty good. He's doing really good. And his jack's on his quad. Got the snowmobile. Gotta get that thing ready. It's not gonna be long.
Tomorrow, you want to watch me ride my dirt bike?
I definitely want to watch you ride your dirt bike. And I could watch you when I get done with this. I'm almost done. Got to show the toys in the video, right? Some of them. All right, and again, we are working on a Lexus LX470. Go Irish. They just beat the Michigan State Spartans at Michigan State, so that was a big victory for us. Alrighty, you guys, here we go. We're back in action here. Sorry about the short delay. Alright, so it looks like those are all nice and tidied up. Now we just have to work on buttoning this thing up, and then we're going to test it out. So let me move some of these wires. I always like to clean things up before I start the next phase of my project, so I just got these wires that I cut off. A couple things over here, and I'll throw these away, and then we'll knock that out. Again, I'm unplugging my heat gun, you guys, because again, with the little kids around, you do not want them to turn that heat gun on, so we just unplug that. I've got some good 3M tape, all right, you guys, and this is their Super 88 that's meant for kind of outdoor use, automotive use. So don't get the cheap stuff, you guys. Get that stuff because that really holds up in cold weather. Well, I guess depending on your climate. All right, so we're just going to work on getting these wires buttoned up in our wire loom here. Alrighty. So now all I'm gonna do is get some tape out, and I'll tape those together. And then we'll zip tie those things up and test it out. Well, I guess we could test it out right now. Hey, Brendan, you do me a favor? Will you ask Mama for the keys to my truck? And will you go bring the keys to my truck out for me, buddy? Thank you very much, young man.
I'm eating and I'm going.
Are you... Oh, my 4-year-old cracks me up. He's eating his cereal and his bowl on his four-wheeler. That's pretty good, buddy.
I will put eating cereal on quads.
You like to eat cereal on quads?
Yeah.
You never know. That could be an Olympic sport someday.
Yeah. When I'm eating my cereal on my quad.
It's nice to work with electrical tape when it's 90 degrees out, too. You arm it, baby. And disarm it. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys can see there or not, but we've got lights. Thank you, baby. All right. So then, again, when you're at the grocery store or something, you unlock your vehicle with the remote. These lights will come on, and then when you open the doors, they'll stay on. So I'm gonna lock my door, and give me a second here. Let's check it out. So now, again, we'll do this video again tonight when it turns dark. Now I'm going to unlock it. Oh, yeah. There they are. Looks beautiful. Those are on over there. And unfortunately, we can't see the yellow one on the other side. But tonight, we're going to see those things just glowing. So now, you guys, I'm just going to get that buttoned up underneath with some zip ties. And man, oh man. This part of the project is done. Now what we're gonna do, you guys, is put these on the front as well, so around the entire vehicle. And I hope my hair and all this good stuff, I bet you I'm gonna be in the way of you guys seeing this. Let me try to, I'm not sure what a good angle is. You know what, I wonder if I can put my phone. Let's try this out, guys. Put my phone right there, maybe. Bet you that's gonna be in my way, but you know what? We'll try. Maybe if I move it over here a little bit. Alright. So let's see. I'm gonna bring that right up about there, I guess. Man, that'll work out perfect. We'll zip tie that to this. I'm zip tying it to, you know, the stock wire loom going to my lights, I believe, outside there. This wire isn't too heavy, so I don't feel uncomfortable doing this. If I was dealing with a really heavy wire loom or something like that, I would definitely not connect it to the stock wire loom. But for one, that stock wire loom feels pretty sturdy. So I feel pretty comfortable doing that. And those are all there. You know, I think I might put one. Well, you know what? I think that's pretty good. Should I put one more zip tie up there, guys? Let's see. I think that's pretty good. Kind of stuffed her back there a little bit. So we got a zip tie there. I think that'll work pretty good. Again, we've got that going into the frame right there. So that way, it's going all the way to the front of the vehicle, or at least to the running boards up there. Don't know if you can see it up there or not. Probably not. Nope. But we ran it through there so that way it's not being stuck on any exhaust or anything, or any suspension or anything going around the tire. You never want to just wire loom it around. I've got my exhaust right here. So again, you can see my wire loom's going from there and it's going straight up around. There's a bunch of other wire looms up there, so I took it around the stock wire loom. I figured, hey, if Lexus put their wire loom up and around there, I think the engineers knew what they were doing, so I did as well. All right, I think that's pretty good, you guys. So pretty cool. All right, we'll check you out again tonight when it gets dark, and we'll turn this on and check it out. See you guys.